Immediately after the narcissist discards you, you might find the overwhelming thought, the overwhelming feeling dominating you, being asking yourself the question, which is, will the narcissist come back? Will they hoover you? No matter how bad the relationship with the narcissist was, no matter how much you suffered because of them in their hands, when they leave you unexpectedly, when they leave you when you're not ready to make it on your own, you can't help but wonder, pray, wish, will that they come back. Like I've mentioned in some other videos, they were your drug for a long time, and you crave that hit off of that preferred drug of yours so badly that you don't care about the harm that they've caused you and that they will cause you if they do come back into your life. But the question, will they come back? Will they hoover you? So that's an interesting question, and it really depends. As long as you're wanting them to come back, as long as you're hoping for them to come back, as long as you need them back, then it's very unlikely that they'll be back. Narcissists just know when you're suffering in their absence. They just know when you're wishing for them to come back. And as long as you're in that headspace, that energy, they're not going to come back. But as soon as you've moved on, as soon as your energy has shifted into a better place, as soon as you've kind of let them go, somehow they always, or they tend to find out about that. Whether it's because they're observing you, whether it's because they have flying monkeys observing you, which communicate to them, or sometimes they just sense it. Many people do talk about this subtle connection that narcissists have with their targets, that kind of emotional, almost psychic entanglement, where you can almost feel each other's presence or feel each other's energies, even though you're not physically around each other. Narcissists have an uncanny way of just knowing what's going on in the target's life, what kind of space the target's in, where their energy is at, in particular as it regards the narcissist. So, will the narcissist hoover you? Will they be back? The short answer and the most accurate answer is yes. They tend to make some type of reappearance, whether it's physically coming back into your life, some kind of hoover, either themselves by messaging or through other people, getting other people to get in touch with you to feed back information to them. Most likely narcissists will hoover you in some way, shape, or form. And more often than not, it comes when you least expect it, or rather, when you don't really want it. Because when you want them back, they don't come back. But when you don't need them anymore and you're moving on, voila, they tend to make some kind of reappearance or reemergence into your life in some way. And they do that, so often they do that just when you're starting to move on, so they can reel you back. So it's good to just kind of keep that in mind and to keep the channels of them getting back into your life shut pretty watertight, just so you're not giving them the opportunity to have their way with you and to take you right back down where you were, because that's all they really want to do. They want to know they still have control over you. They want to feel the validation that they have the power to prevent you from moving on. They don't want to prevent you from moving on because they hate you. No, they want to prevent you from moving on to feel they have control over you and to feel powerful, influential. That's really strong validation from them, and it gives them very good supply. And if you did come back into their life maybe rekindling some form of relationship, then obviously they would use you for whatever supply is available. But they really like that, having that sense of control and power over their previous supplies, and it provides them with a rich validation. So just be wary the fact that once you've moved on, narcissists so often make a reemergence of sorts. So just do your best to shut all pathways from them to you so that they cannot do that so easily.